Good afternoon, everybody. I'm trying to redo this video that I shot the other day because for some reason the way, even though I filmed it with the phone turned sideways, it's orientating it differently. Previously I was shooting through the actual YouTube app and I didn't have any problems except for these last two videos. So for the people who may have watched this video earlier, I apologize. It's basically going to be the same one again, but hopefully it's showing the right way this time. So just quick update on the Toolbox. I haven't done one for a while because the camera on my other phone was damaged. So same Toolbox setup. Sorry, I got my Jeep in here this time, so I'm kind of go as far away. But so same Toolbox setup. I still don't have the snap on top for that. We're just kind of waiting until we finish cleaning out everything out of the farm. Then I'm going to be picking that up. What's going to end up happening is, excuse me, that toolbox there is going to be moving over to here. I move my filing cabinet, and then I'm going to shuffle my drill press and my bench grinder down, and I'll move the blocks and stuff back to underneath the cupboards here and try and make room. I don't have much for wall space on this shop, so things that are different, like I showed in the other video. So it's basically redoing the same video over again. In this drawer here, I'd picked up that black case is a Dremel. It's the Princess Auto Power Fist brand. It's mostly for my girlfriend and her woodworking projects, but if we find that we need a better one, we can upgrade. It was cheap and it was like 30 bucks on sale. And then I'd also picked up that battery load tester for testing batteries this winter. Picked up, I moved my oil filter wrenches into this one here, just to make room for my brushes. They kept rubbing on that drawer. So the thing that was different is got a new grease fitting for my grease gun for the Jeep. There's a couple of fittings that take the flush type ones. Bearing and race driver, this is for the bearings on my boat trailer. Picked up a fuel line disconnect tool. These are spark plug thrust chasers. I changed the spark plugs on my car and my Jeep last couple weeks, so I got those for cleaning out the thread holes, and I also have to do the ones on my girlfriend's truck. And then this one's for chasing the threads on a O2 sensor. So I did the O2 sensor on my car, one of the O2 sensors on my car. This last week I did a big service on it. So this is one of those drawers that when I get that other toolbox, I'm kind of rearrange this one, and I don't use this drawer much, but I don't like how cluttered it is. So that's my OCD taking over. I picked up another metal tray. Can never really have too many of those magnetic trays. So nice big one. Stuff that's different. I picked up these new vice grip. These are like the Irwin version of the Nipex ones. So those are I've used them quite a bit. You can tell by the dirty handles. They've been fantastic. Also picked up those red handle ones. Those are 90-degree Tecton needle nose, so I have shorter ones and longer ones. So kind of like having both, just for fitting things different spots. This drawer, I've got these small, those are Tecton Phillips and Tecton flathead, really stubby. So like for instance, here's the regular Craftsman stubby, and here's a little tiny one. So mostly for dash work, getting into tight spaces. They were only like $6 for the 4 of them, so pretty cheap. And here I moved my damaged bolt removers. That's what those two things are. And then damaged screw removers, easy outs. Moved them into here, and I'll show why in a second for people who'd familiar with my old setup. Also picked up, this is just another little precision multi-bit screwdriver set. I had a similar one years ago, but I ended up giving it to a friend, and then I found I needed it on one of those ends again. So as a Princess Auto purchase as well as this, I mostly got that for doing dash work. In the last month or so, I had to replace the blower motor resistor and the blower motor itself on my car. So that helped me get in the dash and tight spaces. I had made these, excuse me, I made these holders for my torque wrenches. This is just out of pipe insulation for like water heaters and stuff. I had some extra kicking around, and my torque wrenches are always rolling around, so that really keeps them in place. And it's cheap, I already had them. So a couple more ratchets. I know I got a lot of ratchets, but I picked up, this is a 1/4 inch drive flex head, nice long handled one. So this one's just a Titan one, just a Princess Auto one. And then this one here is another Titan one, mostly again for doing dash work. I got that one. I like having different sizes for different situations, so that's different than that. Socket drawer looks similar, but I got rid of the metal clips that were on this one and this one and this one and these two, and actually these three. I was redoing the toolkit in my Jeep and I needed some more clips, and so I just got out the metal trays that those originally came in and put them back in there. I threw my drain plug socket in there, new spark plug socket. This is a 5/8 one with the pivot on it. It's gonna be for doing my girlfriend's truck. She's got a 2014 Dodge with the Hemi in it. So something that I'd had mentioned in my other video that I did that this is replacing. I mistakenly called these ones e-torque sockets before this back set. Those are actually 8-point sockets. I actually used one yesterday for the drain plug on my rotor tiller. I was doing a service on it, and those are for like male square drain plugs, so you can stick like ones that have that kind of end on it. You know, that's the wrong size, but you get the idea. So that's what those are for. I don't know how many other people still maybe have those kicking around, but I keep them for drain plugs for small engines, basically. That's what I use those on. So I'm also contemplating redoing this socket drawer. I might take the drill bits that are in this one and move them and make this one like metric sockets and this one SAE sockets, just to kind of lighten the drawer up a little bit. And then I could also bring the chrome deeps that I have, the 1/2-inch ones that are down below, and bring them up here and just lay them on the side. They don't stand up in those drawers. That's why I'd always put them down there, but something I'm contemplating. We'll see when I get that other snap-on box what I decide to do. Wrenches and all that are the same for that one. I did forget to mention this in my other video. Picked up some SAE stubbies. They were like $6 at Princess Auto. Got those because my girlfriend enjoys demolition derbies, and we're going to maybe be building some demolition derby cars, and if we get some older ones, those will be SAE. So I figured for the $6, I might use them. So what else is different? Oh, forgot to mention this in my other video. So I just like I did with my torque wrenches, I made a holder for my pry bars. My pry bars used to roll around all the time. So again, I just took a chunk of pipe insulation there and cut some slots in it, and it works fantastic. Like, these don't move anywhere, so it keeps them from rolling around, organized. This one I replaced that gold lug nut socket. I'd got a new one that's got the new vinyl on it. This one's also a newer one. That was for the wheel bearing on my car. I had to change one of the front hubs, so that's what that one was for. Other changes, I moved my air chisel bits into this and got them out of the wrap because I'm going to need the space and where I had my air tools, because I'll be getting a few air tools from my dad when we go through his tools. New trim tool, or sorry, electrical. This is for like electrical plugs that have the clips on the outside. I have broken a bunch of the tabs off in the past trying to use a screwdriver, so this is a Lyle tool. It wasn't that expensive, so I figured I'd give it a shot. I used it on my O2 sensor. It worked pretty good. Got rid of one of my pipe wrenches that was in there, put it in my other toolbox I use for like home repair. This is where my damaged bolt removers used to be. Used to be with my rivet gun. My rivet gun used to be in a different drawer, but so this bin was actually at the farm in my dad's old auto body shop, and it just been sitting there. It was full of junk. It actually had some of the sections were full of old body filler, but this is like for old like auto body clips and stuff, like for moldings and whatnot. So been sitting empty, but it worked pretty good for putting all the rivets in. I also grabbed some extra rivets that I had kicking around, and this way they organized it a bit better. So I should have enough rivets for a while, but I just thought it was kind of a neat old box, and instead of throwing it away, I thought it'd be kind of handy to use it. So that goes in there. And then I got a couple more extra brake tools. Got this disc brake cube. Bruce L has suggested I get the full wind-up kit, and I'm going to take him up on that one of these days when I haven't had to use this yet, but he gave me some advice on it. I'm going to take him up on that advice. Picked up some disc brake pad gauges for the thickness, and also another spreader tool. So I'm going to be doing some brakes here for just a guy in town, just kind of help him out. And so here to get a few more tools. I might be doing some wrenching for some other people too. So that way, if I run into those kinds of situations, that's why I got the disc brake cube just in case they have those kinds of things. So anyway, that was basically it. Hopefully this video loads up the way I want it to, and I'm sorry for the way that other one was orientated, but I don't know why it does that. Other than that, it's kind of just, we're in spring mode now, so I've been cleaning up. I've been taking the Jeep. We're good for a long road trip today. I think this week I might put the soft top on it. We'll see. It's still kind of cool here, but this heater works really good. So, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. Comments are always welcome, and thanks again for watching my videos, guys. Take care.